Potatoes are magical things. You can eat them and you can turn them into vodka. This video is part of my Thanksgiving 2021 series. So if you haven't checked the rest of the videos out, check them out. There may still be more coming out. We're going to do a whole bunch of them. Basically a whole Thanksgiving dinner from start to finish, including a dessert. So check that out. But today, we're making potatoes. But we're not just making any kind of potatoes. Mashed potatoes are delicious, but they're kind of boring, right? And if you got a whole army of people coming over, baking everybody individual baked potatoes, well, that's just a pain in the butt. So let's make the best of both worlds with this baked potato casserole. It's amazing. It's delicious. We're going to... Oh, did I mention it has bacon? Let's get it done. So we're going to start off with our potatoes. We're going to wash them thoroughly. Then we're going to stab them with a fork. We're going to stab them because this is prison and they... Oh, no, it's not prison. This is a cooking show. We're going to stab them so they don't burst in the oven. I'm not even sure if this is 100% necessary. I've seen some people not poke them. I've always poked them. My mom always poked them. My mama's mama always poked them. So that's just what I do. But why not? Go for it. So we're gonna vent all of our potatoes. We're using 3 pounds of russets. And this 3 pounds will serve 8 normal people, 6 hungry people, or 4 people in my family. Because we like potatoes. So wash them, poke them. They're going to go into an oven 400 degrees for an hour. Now we're going to address our bacon. This is 1 pound of bacon. If you stick it in the freezer, it'll get hard. Stop chuckling. This is serious here, people. If you put it in the freezer, it'll firm up and be easier to cut. So we're going to cut that whole pound of bacon, and then we're going to put it in a frying pan and fry it. That's kind of what you do. So we're going to get this nice and crispy. You actually want it to be on the crispy side. The bacon that's going to go into the potatoes will soften up a little bit, and what goes on top will stay nice and crispy. So when it's foamy and a red brick in color, that's what you want. That's how you know it's done. It's delicious. Now we're going to let it drain. So drain it out onto some paper towels. Let it cool down. You know, you do this while your potatoes are baking because you got time to kill. You got an hour, so do other things. Let it cool, let it drain, because you don't want that excess grease in the recipe, but save that grease, it's useful. Our potatoes are now baked. Look at those. They're beautiful. They came out of the oven. We're going to let those cool down to room temperature. So figure an hour, 2 hours or so. This is good to start in the morning while you're doing other stuff. Now we're going to peel them by hand. They don't have to be perfect. You want to get some of most of the skin off. I'm a fan of the skin. When I have baked potatoes, I eat the skin. A lot of people don't. I don't know why. There's vitamins, minerals. It's healthy. It's got fibre. It's good for your poops. It's good. It's good stuff. So get it as peeled as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. But now you got to mash them. You can use a masher. You can use a mixer. You can use a ricer, but I like to use my hands. Sometimes I like to use my feet. All right, I don't actually use my feet. But working hands is perfect because you want some chunks in there. You don't want it to be completely smooth like mashed potatoes. You want it to be more like a baked potato. So we'll just give that a little mashing, a little mixing. Then we're going to put in, I chopped up 6 green onions, and we're going to put half into this. So I guess that's about a quarter to a third of a cup. We're going to put half of them in, and the rest are going to go on at the end. We're going to put in half of our bacon, because we're going to top it with the rest of it. That is 1/4 cup of butter that has been melted. You just want it to the point of being melted. It doesn't have to be blazing hot. I mean, you see there's a little chunk in there. And then we're going to go with 1/2 cup of sour cream. You can use the low-fat stuff if you prefer. I like the full-fat stuff because I'm full-fat myself. So we'll get that in there. And then we're going to sprinkle it with a little salt. A little more salt. And then some freshly ground black pepper, because fresh ground is maximum flavor. And I like pepper. Pepper's delicious. One of these days I'm going to do a whole episode about pepper and salt. But that's for the future. So we season it, and now we mix it. And now we want to mix this until it's fairly well homogeneous. Again, you want to try and save some of those potato chunks because that's the texture you're going for here. So mixa. Now once it's mixed, we're going to add in 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. Fresh grated for the maximum flavor. I cheated and used it out of a bag. And now we're going to mix that in. And the reason why we didn't put this in with the rest of the ingredients, we want to try and keep those strands of cheese intact. Even though this isn't a hot mixture right now, you don't want to really break it up. You want like pieces of cheese. You're going to want to know you got cheese in your mouth. So now we'll finish that mix, and now we'll transfer it into a baking dish. This, I don't even know what size that is. I probably should have looked. But you want a baking dish big enough to accommodate all of this recipe. And as I was saying earlier, this serves, realistically 8 people, with normal size portions. You can increase, decrease this as you need to. The measurements for this don't have to be perfect. You can do a lot of it to taste because potatoes come different sizes and you know what you're doing. So get it into the dish, smooth it out. You want to try and get out any voids that are in there. You don't want big pockets of air because, that's just no fun. And now we're going to top it with the rest of our crispy bacon. Get it on there, evenly disperse it. I put it all on and then I kind of use my fingies to spread it out. Get a nice even coating. And then I'm going to go in with the rest of that bag of cheese, which was a 2-cup bag. So another cup of cheese on the top. That's going to give us a nice topping, crispy. It's going to brown up nicely. It's going to be so delicious. There we go. Now it's time to put it into an oven. So 350 degree oven for about 30 to 45 minutes till that top looks nice and crisp, just like that. And now we got to decorate it because it's pretty to put lawn clippings on. So we're going to put the rest of those green onions on. Spread them out nicely. Spread them out evenly. Make it look good. You're a professional. Should act like it. And look at that. Standing alone, it looks so delicious. Now let's stuff it in our face. What do you say? Yeah. You can't tell me you don't want to eat that. You can't tell me you don't want to stick this inside you. I know I do. So give this recipe a shot. If you were successful, which you should be because it's easy, let me know how you did. Drop that down in the comments. You want to tell me I suck? Drop that down in the comments. If you have any suggestions of anything you want to see me make, drop that down in the comments. I'm into trying weird shit. Just ask my wife. I really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, share it if you can. It helps me make more mediocre content for everybody. And yeah, thank you. We'll catch you on the next one.